Why do you care about freedom of speech?
Why wouldn't you care about freedom of speech?
Well, because some people can say hurty words that can hurt your feelings.
Your feelings.
How come so many comedians are Democrats, though? Or like really left-wing? I think of all the late-night talk show hosts, Sarah Silverman, like they're just all so left-wing.
They're not funny anymore.
I think you're probably right. This election, do you think there's been a fair and vigorous free speech back and forth in this presidential election?
Absolutely not.
And what has stopped that?
The media in general, the larger media.
And what do you think of Alex Jones?
He's wild. He's fun to listen to. He's definitely an entertainer.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Ezra Levant for Rebel News. I'm in Austin, Texas, outside a comedy club owned by podcaster Joe Rogan. Now, he's a bit of a free speech enthusiast. What kind of folks are waiting in line to get inside? I asked them, what's the state of the First Amendment in the United States? What's the state of freedom of speech in America?
It's in jeopardy
Why would you say that?
because the Democrats want to tamper it if you say something mean.
It sucks, but yeah, sure.
And how does it suck? I mean, this is the land of the First Amendment.
In theory, it is.
If you don't want to hear what your opponent says, then you're shut off and ignorant.
Do you listen to people who disagree with you?
Try to. I don't think anybody likes to, but I do try to.
I think that's what makes us American. Honestly, we've got to be able to do what we can. You know, we that's one of our Bill of Rights. You know, free speech, and you shouldn't. Just like all of our Bill of Rights, we got to be able to defend it. You know, and a lot of times we'll say stuff you don't like to hear, but that's what makes us all American. You know.
Why do you care about freedom of speech?
Why wouldn't you care about freedom of speech?
Well, because some people can say hurty words that can hurt your feelings.
Your feelings.
But you should have freedom of speech.
Even people who disagree with you?
Yeah.
Even people who would destroy America. I see a lot of pro-Hamas protesters in America. They would tear this place down if they could. Should they have free speech too?
Yeah. I mean, I think you suffer the consequences of whatever happens when you have free speech. But I think everybody should have it.
People be doing what they do. I don't really care that much. I feel pretty free of what I want to express, but I don't have much opinion on what others do, though.
And do you think it's a partisan thing? Like, what do you think it is about Democrats that make them want to tamp you down?
I'm not sure. It just seems like it comes from one side, not the other. Even if you say something that offends a Democrat, Republicans are. If you offend a Republican, the Republicans are like, that's okay, it's free speech.
It is until you go against the establishment. Then you kind of get canceled, thrown out, called names, bigot, racist, you name it.
Now, what establishment are you talking about?
You call it mainstream media, whatever you want to call it, establishment media.
If somebody doesn't have the chance to speak, then there's no bad ideas that'll come out. No good ideas will come out either.
Now, how do you protect people who are vulnerable from some words can hurt? What do you think of that?
Protect people from some words can hurt. I mean, yeah, words do hurt, but I think like it goes beyond just the words, right? It has everything to do with what follows after that.
There's different places in the world that are more or less free. Are you from China originally?
Yes.
And why did you come to America? Did your folks bring you over? Did you choose to come over yourself?
No, because my parents wanted me to experience hardship.
And the hardship is here in America? Or
Yeah.
It was harder in America than back in China?
Yeah, I had maids. Yeah.
Okay, well, you still look like you're doing okay. I don't know how much hardship you're in, but how about the freedoms of America? Are you? Would you prefer
I like guns.
You like guns?
I like Second Amendment. We just went shooting today.
Here's a message from our friends at Goldco. You know, Joe Biden may have dropped out of the race, but he's not done just yet. Will he jam through his hidden tax trap at the last second, right before he goes? Where he could raid your retirement funds, supercharge your income taxes, increase your utility and gas prices, and inflate costs on things you need to live. Some or all of this could affect you or your family in one way or another. I'm telling you, if you wait and see, you may as well kiss your retirement savings goodbye. The good news is you can get prepared, but you better hurry. Reach out to Goldco today to learn how precious metals could help protect you and your family. They're offering you a free 20 to 25 gold and silver kit, plus up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified accounts. All you have to do is visit Rebel News 4, that's the number 4, rebelnews4gold.com. rebelnews4gold.com. Your retirement funds, income taxes, gas prices could all be affected. Visit rebelnews4gold.com. It's rebelnews4gold.com. Can you even have you're standing outside a comedy club. Can you even do comedy without free speech?
No. That's what makes comedy awesome, is that you can hurt some feelings.
Well, how come
Uncomfortable.
Not good comedy. I mean, you get woke comedy, but it's not very funny.
Let people be what they want to be, and don't kick anybody out, left or right, based on what they think.
Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, you know, and you know, the world's a very dangerous place, and if I feel like we're very privileged in America where we're so concerned about what people say, you know, in other places they're concerned about actual violence, but we've been safe for so long, we haven't had a war on our soil, so we feel like the dangers that we face are just words, you know, but that doesn't really hurt anybody when it really comes down to it, and it almost comes down to the person hearing it, you know, it's almost your responsibility to be able to steel yourself to that.
As long as you obey the Communist Party, you can be rich in China. You just can't have strong opinions, am I right?
Yeah, I guess it's different rules. Like, you know, Jeffrey Epstein. We don't know who killed him. And then, you know, Diddy. I mean, every bullshit happens in every country. So, like, it's all different levels, I feel. Yeah, you just gotta play by you know, the behind the scene people. So I think that's what's more about that than like freedom of speech or other shit.
How come so many comedians are Democrats though? Or like really left wing? I think of all the late night talk show hosts, Sarah Silverman, like they're just all so left wing.
They're not funny anymore.
I think you're probably right. Did you ever see Tropic Thunder? Yeah, that's another one. I don't think they could make that today.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
What do you mean?
Blazing Saddles, too. That's another one.
Come on, how about a good old nigger work song?
I get no kick from champagne.
And what do you think about Elon Musk and allowing people back on Twitter who used to be banned for being politically incorrect?
Personally, I like it. I mean, I like the First Amendment. And a lot of people that were banned because they said the wrong thing compared to what the people who owned it thought was correct. Like, people would say the truth on X and then get banned for it.
I read that Elon Musk is moving the headquarters of Twitter really close to Austin. What do you think of that? Why do you think he's doing that?
I don't know. A lot of other people have moved to Austin for the same reason, and you know, out of California in general, because their rights aren't necessarily protected.
If you're not pulling the string behind the scene in each country, it doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna get, you know.
What do you think of Alex Jones?
He's wild. He's fun to listen to. He's definitely an entertainer. If you break down what he says, sometimes he actually is right. The frogs are gay is a prime example.
What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. And I'm not saying people didn't naturally have homosexual feelings. I'm not even getting into it, quite frankly. I mean, give me a break. You think I'm like, oh, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Did you hear they're going to seize his stuff and sell it? Did you hear that news?
I didn't, but I heard he owes like $1 billion in payment to the Sandy Hook victims, which it's to turn a tragedy into a newsline, which is probably exactly what he did, but also he doesn't have $1 billion. You're never seeing all that money.
Yeah. What do you think the purpose of that kind of a number was? Like, no one has that kind of dough.
It's probably just to shut him down for good. I mean, why else would you hike it up that far? I mean, nobody can. I don't care how badly you've been damaged socially. Nobody is damaged $1 billion socially. Nobody's damaged $100 million socially.
This election, do you think there's been a fair and vigorous free speech back and forth in this presidential election?
Absolutely not.
And what has stopped that?
The media in general, the larger media.
Give me an example.
I think they're bought and paid for.
By whom?
Large corporations, BlackRock,
So is there some sort of, what do you think of social media? Is that a way that people can get around the regime media?
I don't. Well, yeah, but I also think that the media can buy into social media too, and they do that every day. So I just trust in people to make the right decisions. But I don't know. People sometimes are scary too.
And how about your civil liberties? Because that's one of the differences between America and China. Are you glad to have America's civil liberties, or it's not that big a deal for you?
I think it's all classism. Like if you're poor, it doesn't matter where you are. Life is gonna be hard. But if you're rich, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have more freedom. It's more about classes, than race, than freedom speech, than all that other stuff.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm an HR consultant. I own an agency.
HR is sort of a politically correct business, isn't it?
Oh, that's what people think, but we're the worst of all of them.
Well, maybe it's the nature of the comedy club, but I think most folks here really like freedom of speech. I was delighted to see it. For more, go to rebelnews.com.